Hey guys, it's Jan, Not a Real Farm. So today it's minus 36 Celsius outside. It is absolutely freezing. We have now plunged into one of the coldest cold fronts I've had in a really long time. And it's actually going to get even colder as the week goes on. So just wanted to share with you sort of the brilliant, beautiful sky that we have. We've got some rainbows going on, the reflection obviously from the snow somewhere that's around the sun, but it is freezing. You want to stay wouldn't want to stay too long out here, but I'm almost afraid to check the blackberries in the greenhouse. It is so cold, but it is a beautiful sky, and we do have a lot of rainbows kicking around, so I just wanted to share that with you. But I am going to take a look in the greenhouse, I think, just for fun. You can tell by the way that I'm talking, I'm really, really cold. Oh, my hands are so cold. Oh. Okay, so first of all, I made it. That's the good thing. Let's see what it is in here today. Okay, guys, so in my temperature, it's 8.3 degrees Celsius. So that is actually really good. It's nice in here, it's nice and sunny, and it actually feels warm compared to where I just came out of. So, I'm thinking the blackberries are going to be cranky, so I'm just going to turn around and see what they're doing. Okay, guys, so if we look closely, we do have a little evidence of the blackberries getting a little cranky. You can even tell once we move over to the bigger plants. You can see on the bottom now where the leaves are starting to curl in even more. Now they're being watered still, so it's not for lack of water, but the leaves still haven't frozen. They're still pliable. I can still bend them. Now, I'm not going to say they're not going to get any leaf drop, because maybe after today and how cold it is, we're probably going to see some leaf drop. But for the most part, the leaves are hanging on. Everything is still actually doing okay in here, considering how cold it is outside. So if you are going to look at getting a greenhouse, I had someone ask me a question the other day, and I'm sorry, I forget. I'm sorry, everybody, I forget names. I'm not good with them. But an Arctic package greenhouse comes with insulation. You definitely have to have some insulation in your greenhouse. You can't just have a regular high tunnel. If you're living in the north, of course, if you're only going to grow in the summer, then that's going to work. But if you are looking at, possibly progressing and keeping some of your plants alive over the winter, you have to have some sort of Arctic, I call it the Arctic package. And it needs to be obviously insulated so that you can keep some things that, want to stick around a little bit longer. But the blackberries are there. They're not frozen. They're just really cranky. But it's a nice temperature in here, guys. I'm starting to warm up really nicely. And like I said, if I really wanted to at this point, I could probably plant herbs in here that could take a little bit of cold. So it is possible to grow in the north. It is possible, let me rephrase that. It is possible to have a high tunnel or some sort of greenhouse and still grow into the winter as long as you have it insulated. And I think everybody tries to look for sort of that one solution, but there isn't that one solution for a greenhouse for yourself. A lot of the work that went into this one, we put into it ourselves. So it's not something where there's going to be an all-in-one solution. There's still going to be things that you're going to have to do to your greenhouse to make it insulated so that you can actually grow and keep greens during the coldest times of the year. But so far, in an unheated greenhouse, guys, amazing. These blackberries shouldn't have any leaves at all right now. And so I watered the lettuce the other day, and it's still coming along. I'm still getting new leaves on the lettuce. I just wanted to show you that these guys are still alive too. The leaves are still pliable, and they're still able to be picked if I wanted to. Just kind of doing an experiment to see how long I can actually grow lettuce in here. Who knows? I mean, today is really cold. I'm really surprised this hasn't frozen, to be honest. So this is really good. These are some beet greens. Now these are small, but hey, if you needed some beet greens, you could still use them. And the cilantro is a little bit cranky, but he's still holding on. So the youngins are still there. They're doing their thing. So for the most part, guys, I mean, if you wanted to have a small little garden inside an insulated greenhouse in the north, it is possible. And I think right about now, anything is possible. On this side of the greenhouse, you can tell now that blackberries are getting a little bit cranky on this side. But I'm still getting new shoots. So I still have new buds that are coming out. You can take a look if I can get the camera close enough. So they're not doing too bad. This guy still looks amazing. Still have new growth on the top. This guy's a little cranky, but he's actually split off. I'm just going to back up a little bit. He's actually split off into two. That's the same plant, if you can see. And there's still new buds. So I think, guys, that these blackberry plants, once it warms up again, are going to totally take off in the spring. I'm actually really excited to see what they do in here. They're holding out like champs in this weather. I really can't complain. And I'm just going to take this experiment further and see how much further they'll grow into the winter. Let's see how far we can push it. Just sharing with you that I'm finally getting around to clearing out a lot of just the sort of leftover debris here in the greenhouse. It's slow going because I have to sort of stop. This is a week or two job. It's not something that you can get done in a day, so nobody's rushing me, so I'm just taking my time. But you can see that I've started to pull everything out now and sort of fluff up the dirt and put some wood chips in it. So everything's going good. Unfortunately, I have to pull up my Brussels sprouts. They bit the dust a little bit with the cold weather, which is funny because you would think that the blackberries would be the ones that would go before the Brussels sprouts, but apparently not. Been cleaning out the greenhouse, taking out plants, finding old planters and things like that. I gotta move that out of the way. And the weeds, guys, never stop. There's always weeds. So this would have been where my Swiss chard would have been. So Swiss chard is gone, all the plants are gone, the tomatoes are gone. So I've been adding wood chips in here, and I'm just gonna fluff them up, rake it up in here, pick up any excess tomatoes and stuff like that I've left behind, and away we go. Getting ready for spring already. And the strawberry bed is finally asleep. Gave it some watering the other day, and now it's asleep. Can't wait to see what happens to it in the spring. But that's it for me today, guys. I just wanted to share with you that we are in a cold, cold deep freeze right now, and it's not going to be conducive to really growing anything, obviously, on the outside, but on the inside, we're still able to grow some things that are surprisingly doing really well. So, hey, it's just surprising me just as much as you. Now that I'm inside, it's time to put my cast iron tea kettle on. It is cold outside, guys. Got to keep warm somehow. Fire's going. Christmas tree is on. And I'm about to have, not necessarily tea, I'm putting the humidity in the air, but I am going to have a hot chocolate. See you soon.